Yo guys, what's up? It's your boy Nave here, also known as Redx, and today I'm here to teach you how to make a jump up melody synth and a jump up grotty stab synth. Let's have a listen. Let's get into this. We've already got our drums loaded up. These drums are part of the monthly sample pack series I do over on my Patreon. Access starts from £5 a month up to £10 a month for the top tier. Free dubs every month, free tune reviews, free project files, so everything you see in this video, you know where to go if you want more content and more goodies. Hit that link in the description below. Let's go. Right, so we've got an initialized patch of Massive here, fresh, clean, just how we want it. Sounds quite like this. But I know you guys didn't come here for me to show you that it sounds like that. So let's get into it. We've got the square saw on here. Gonna leave the wavetable position where it is, and we're gonna bring this down 2 octaves. We're gonna go over to envelope 4, which is on our amp, so it's affecting everything. Bring your attack up to around 11 AM, the release the same, and the decay just a little bit under 12. Next, we're gonna go to the best part, at least in my eyes, the insert frequency shifter. This is how you start getting those weird kind of disgusting-y tones, alien-y kind of sounds when you're trying to make a kind of grotty stabby synth. So we're going to bring the pitch up to around 2 PM. That's when we start getting those kind of just weird, filthy kind of tones. So what I've done in Logic, as you can see here, is I've activated automation mode. And what that allows me to do is see how much I'm affecting these parameters here. Because when I'm reusing a synth or editing it, especially if it's got frequency shifter, it makes a whole difference whether it's just one number up or one number down. So I always like to remember. So we're going to set this to 73. And now we've got a really cool, buzzy little tone. But to get it sounding, how I showed you earlier, we're going to add LFO5 to the amp so that it affects everything we got. We're going to turn the X fade curve all the way up here and the sync on. Bring that to around 1, 2. And we're going to hit it with the triplet ramps. And we're going to set them slightly offbeat, which kind of just gives a weird little vibe when you bring that synth into a tune. There we go. Now we're going to go over to the white noise, and we're going to set it to bright, and bring the amp to around just 12. We don't want it to be too overbearing, but we don't want it to be too quiet that you can't really hear it there. So with that, it'll sound like this. There you go, just gives it a nice little bit of more presence, a little bit more body. And then we're going to go on to the next bit, which is EQ out the lows. So we're going to EQ it to around just over 500, kind of just before the sound is really starting to hit, just to make sure that there's no low information that might just be creeping about that you may not notice. I found with some synths, even when I thought that there's nothing really there or that I can't really hear it, it's just better to be safe than sorry, because sometimes I've had that affect the rest of my mix or how I'm trying to implement a sound. So we're going to EQ it there, and then we're just going to add a simple distortion, bring the drive to around 10, and the tone just all the way up. And there you have it, your own little grotty sound. Now be sure to take that, edit it, flip it, make something cool with it. I know you guys can do it. If you make something sick, be sure to show me. Right, let's go on to the melody synth then. Right then, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the video that I know you guys have been waiting for. I'm going to show you how to make this melody synth. So we're going to start by choosing Scrapyard as our table. Scrapyard is cool because it has loads of weird funky tones that you can use to make some weird funky sounds of your own. We're going to set it to around 10 AM, so it'll be sounding like this. And then we're going to bring it down 2 octaves as well. Next we're going to go over to our main envelope, which is affecting everything, and we're going to set the attack to around 9 AM. We're going to put the decay level all the way down, so now we've got that kind of stabby plucky sound. Doesn't sound like much now, but let's just keep it rolling. Next, we're going to go over to the effects. Going to put classic tube, and we're going to put the wet all the way up, and we're going to bring the drive to around 11 AM. Nothing too strong, nothing overbearing, just gives it a nice little bit of a push, a little bit of drive. Next, we're going to go over to dimension expander, and we're going to put the wet to around 1 PM, and the size to around 11. Once again, nothing overbearing, this just give it some kind of space, some extra flavor, makes the synth sound cooler. And that's what it sounds like now. And once again, we're going to go to my favorite little insert, the frequency shifter. The wet goes all the way up, and we put the pitch to around 2 PM. So for those of you on Logic, like I was saying, I'm going to load up the automation menu, and I'm going to go down to insert 1, parameter 2, and we want it set to 64. Perfect. There we go. Next, we're going to go to envelope 2. And what we're going to do in envelope 2 is set the attack to around 10 AM. We're going to bring the decay level all the way up, and we're going to set the decay to around 10 AM. And then we're going to set the release to around 8. Next, we go to filter 1, and we're going to put on a high pass 4, resonance down. The cutoff is going to go to around just about 11 AM. Or if we go here and we go to filters, filter 1, cutoff, we want it set to around, oh, there we go, 40. Perfect. Like I said, it's just always good to check with the automation information. Oh, that was weird to say, but always good to check with that, just so you know if you're going in the right direction. Then we're going to go to envelope 2, and we're going to go to a comb filter. And we're going to bring the pitch to around 11 AM. We're going to bring the dampen, yep, keep that at 12. And we're going to bring the feedback to around 1 PM. And then we bring this up as well, so that we get that added to the mix, and we turn it from parallel to serial. So what that means is that the high pass is going to come through first, and then the comb filter is going to take what the high pass sends and then send that forward. Then we're going to attach envelope 2 to the cutoff. And there you go, it kind of gives it that sound. Very subtle, but it really does help the sound kind of build itself. Right, that's everything we need in Massive done. We're going to go over to the post-processing. Now, what we're going to do here is load up FabFilter Satin. FabFilter Satin is a really cool saturation plugin that really helps give your synth some warmth, a little bit of a buzz. Always great for your drums as well, things like that. So what I use is this preset here, this one called Lo-Fi Maker. Just kind of really brings out some of the dynamics in your sound. You could do it yourself with an initialized preset, but you know, these presets are here to be used and to be deconstructed, and I really like the way this one sounds, so to save time, I'll just be using that. Next, we're going to go over here and load up a cool plugin, which is from Rocket Powered Sounds, so shout out to Shane. This one is free, and it is called Growlify. Really cool overdrive, distortion kind of plugin. Could make your synth sounds really beefy, really gnarly, especially if you're making something just really scratchy or something kind of really raw. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the torque all the way up. We're going to bring the mix all the way up and set the beef to around 11. Right, now with this plugin, it does make your synths really loud. So we're going to bring this one down before we burst your eardrums. Bring this down to here. There we go. Now this is just really giving our synth some nice punch, some nice beef. It's going to sound great when you get it in a tune or in a mix. And then next, we're going to EQ out the lows once again. Just up to around 100, just so that we cut out some of the low information that our sub and kick will be kind of balancing in there, and maybe some other synths if you've got some really deep ones. Finally, as the little cherry on top to finish this all off, we're going to be making a nice mid layer in Serum. This helps give the synth some more weight, a bit more body. Sounds really gnarly when you've got the sub and drums underneath it. So let's get into this. We're going to go to analog, and we're going to hit basic shapes. We're going to set it to wavetable position 2. We're going to add a low pass 24, set the drive to around 20, set resonance to about 60, turn on the filter key track button, and we're going to set the attack on envelope 1 to just about 90. Then as well, to kind of bring out this kind of mid little buzz, we're going to go here to the flanges, and we're going to use the PHS 24 plus, and then we're going to set the resonance up just a bit, and with the drive as well to around 15, then the cutoff. And then what we're going to do is open up the channel EQ in Logic, and we're going to EQ it out to around 130 Hertz, and then we're going to bring up band 4 to around 1000 or so Hertz, and bring that up by about 5 decibels. And now you've got a nice little mid layer. So, with all of those elements combined and a nice sub underneath, let's have a listen. Hope you guys enjoyed that. My name has been Nave, also known as Redex. If you want any of the files you've seen in this project today, you can get them at the link in my description, at my Patreon, available from £5 up to £10, loads of other goodies, loads of other content coming. So be sure to get involved if you want to learn music production. If you have any suggestions for any other tutorials of any genre of music, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.